Hello, and welcome to Library Resources for Investors, presented by Barrington Area Library. This instructional video is intended as an introduction to the library's databases. Companies mentioned in the video are examples only and are not intended as an endorsement of them as an investment. Any investment is capable of making or losing money. The library has several resources to help you with your investment decisions. The major ones are Morningstar, S&P Capital IQ, Value Line, and Weiss financial ratings. All of these are available in the library or from home with your Barrington Area Library card. Let's take a look at these by going to BAlibrary.org, which is the library's website. Then click on Databases and then Business and Careers to bring all the databases together. Here we have our databases: Morningstar Research Investment Center, Standard & Poor's Capital IQ, Value Line, and Weiss Financial Ratings. If we click on Morningstar, we are taken to the main search page. Morningstar Investment Research Center was founded in Chicago in 1984. It is well known for its analysis of mutual funds, and that is still its strength today. It has since branched out into stocks and ETFs, and all of these can be searched using the library's database. There are three main search tabs: Equity for stocks, Funds for mutual funds, and ETF, exchange-traded funds, which are groups of securities that follow an index or sector. Or, on the right, we can type in the name or ticker symbol of a particular company. Let's take a look at McDonald's. The first rating we see is the star rating. Stars go from 1, which is lowest, to 5, which is highest. 3, as we see here, is considered neutral. At the upper right, we can download the full company report. The tabs in the center can be clicked for more information, such as key ratios and news. We can also see the quick chart on the left, but you can click on Show Full Chart to expand it. Here is the expanded chart, and you can change the time frame, the design of the chart, and also add companies to see a comparison. Here we've added Wendy's and Yum brands to compare to McDonald's. In the upper right, you can export this chart to Excel. Scrolling down, we come to Morningstar's Analysis. Here is where you'll see Morningstar's valuation, the fair value of the stock. Below, you will see the economic moat. Warren Buffett is credited with coining the term moat, using the imagery of a medieval castle and the moat surrounding it. The idea is that the wider the moat, the better the chance of a company holding off its competitors and therefore having the advantage. So the Morningstar rating you are looking for is wide as opposed to narrow or none. You can see the Morningstar analysis on the right. You can also see the competition and what others have to say about your company with the tabs in the middle. Another Morningstar feature is the sustainability rating. They bought the company that does the ratings. This is Morningstar's estimate of how well the company is doing with regard to its environmental impact, its social responsibility, and its corporate governance, ESG. A lower number is the better rating from the chart in the middle. Or, on the left, the higher number of globes out of 5 is the better rating. For more information or to check on other companies, visit Sustainalytics.com. Here is an example of a mutual fund report. Again, you can download all the reports from the upper right corner. It also has the star rating, but it also might have a metal rating: gold, silver, or bronze, neutral or negative. If a fund receives a positive rating of gold, silver, or bronze, it means Morningstar analysts think highly of the fund and expect it to outperform over the next 5 years. Here you will also see the pillar ratings, an analysis of a company's process or strategy, parent and its stewardship of the company, and its people, the fund managers, that yield an assessment of how likely a company is to outperform its peers. These ratings would be below average, average, above average, and high. Funds also receive sustainability ratings, and some have carbon ratings. There is also a risk and return rating between low, average, and high. If at any time you are unsure of a term, look for the circle eye icon for an explanation. Here, crowd sense is explained. Morningstar also has a glossary of terms under its Help tab. If you have a student and are looking at 529 funds, Morningstar has a section on them with ratings and reports that can be downloaded. You can use the Find Similar tab to find other funds similar to the one you might be researching. You can put in the ticker symbol, and Morningstar will return a list of similar funds for your consideration. The Fund Compare tab will let you compare two funds side by side. You can just type in the name or ticker symbol and either view or download a report. ETFs are very similar to mutual funds in that they are given a star rating, a medal rating, and pillar ratings. There is also a list of analyst favorites in different ETF categories. If you don't have a particular company in mind to research, you can use a screener to choose groups of companies, funds, or ETFs by certain criteria. You can reach the screeners from the main page, or each has a screener tab in its own section. Remember to always click on Show More tabs to find more criteria. You can pick whatever criteria you wish to screen on, and Morningstar will return a list which meets that criteria. On the right, you can click on the tabs to see the full reports. When screening for funds, there are a number of criteria from which to choose. Two added features in the Fund section is the ability to do a side-by-side comparison of up to 5 funds and/or to export the list to a spreadsheet program like Excel. You can also see the full reports by clicking on the tabs on the right. You can do the same side-by-side comparison in the ETF section. You can also see the full reports by clicking on the tabs on the right. Morningstar has a planning and education section where you can learn about investing, have your portfolio analyzed, and use their retirement and college cost calculators. Their analysts produce articles and videos on various topics, and you can also read their newsletters. There is also a help menu. Our next database is ValueLine, which was founded in 1931, right after the stock market crash of 1929. It publishes the Investment Survey, one of the most used investment services in the world. It covers a select number of stocks, 1,700, but also does options, mutual funds, and ETFs. From the main page, anything highlighted in blue is part of the library's subscription. If you have a particular company in mind, you can type its name or ticker symbol into the main search box. Here you will see the page for McDonald's. The ValueLine ratings are featured prominently in the upper left. For ValueLine, there is a safety rating, how safe they believe the investment is, and the timeliness rating, how the investment will do in the next 6 to 12 months. The lower the number, the better. All the 1s and 2s have outperformed the 3s, 4s, and 5s. Letter grades are assigned to financial strength, A through F. If you need an explanation of a term, look for the blue Show or Show Rating definition to see what the term means. You can scroll down through the page, and toward the bottom you will see the technical rank, another rating you may wish to take into consideration. This is the expectation of how the investment will do in the next 3 to 6 months. Next to that is the ValueLine PDF report, which can be viewed and downloaded. Here is an example of the PDF report, a one-page summary of the information we have just been viewing. It is also available for immediate download at the top of the page. Just click on PDF reports. An important part of ValueLine, the chart, is hidden from view along with financial statements, quotes, and SEC filings. If you'd like to see this information, look to the right side of the screen for a gray slider. Click it and the hidden features can be chosen and added to the main screen. Here is the tray that appears after clicking the slider. To the right is the charting feature that was previously hidden. You can expand the chart by clicking on the expand icon in the upper right. Here is the full chart, and you can change the time frame, the design of the chart, and add other companies for comparison. If you'd like to explore options, you can use the Options survey from the main page. You can read the survey issues and commentary and screen for options. If you are interested in mutual funds, you can use the Fund Advisor Plus from the main page. Here you can read the survey issues and commentary and screen for funds. You would first select a category, then select the items, and then click Add. Here is an example of a screen and the results returned by value line for the funds that meet the criteria. The criteria are at the top, and we have 21 matches after we've run our screen. The results are on the right. The results can be exported to an Excel file or printed, and you can click on the ticker symbol to find more information about the company. If you'd like to explore ETFs, you can use the new ETF service from the main page. Here is the ETF screener, where you can select a category, then select items, and then add the criteria. Here are the results of the screen. The criteria are at the top, and we have 25 matches after running our screen. The results are on the right. You can export this information to Excel or print it, and you can click on the blue highlighted ticker symbol to see more information on a company. If you'd like to see a list of companies that are covered in the library subscription, those that have analyst content, a list of featured small and mid-cap companies, or a list of the Dow 30, you can click on Browse Research from the main page and check the Coverage Universe section. There are other featured lists and some predefined screens as well. Under the Find Ideas tab, you will find the screener and the model portfolios. From here, you can also get to the Special Situations reports, the new ETF service, and the climate change reports, the same as from the main value line page. The model portfolios are a collection of 20 suggested investments per portfolio. Portfolio 1 is for aggressive investors with a 12-month outlook. Portfolio 2 is for moderate and conservative investors. Portfolio 3 emphasizes appreciation and long-term capital gains, and Portfolio 4 emphasizes dividends and current income. If you don't have a particular company to research but want to find companies based on certain criteria, you can use the screener. As you can see, you have hundreds of criteria from which to choose. On the actual value line screen, this is one long column. On our example, the partial column on the right, you can see that each category expands to see even more criteria. Value line also offers you some preset screens as well. Here's an example of a simple screen. Our criteria are shown at the top and the results are shown at the bottom. You can click on the company name to start researching that company. Toward the center, you can do further comparisons such as ratings and estimates. Our next database is Standard & Poor's Capital IQ. Poor started out in 1860 with Henry Poor, and after several iterations merged with Standard Statistical Service to become Standard & Poor's in 1941. It is probably the best known and most widely used resource for company and investment information. And of course, it is also known for the S&P 500 Index, a group of 500 large leading U.S. companies. The database, Standard & Poor's Capital IQ, features research on stocks, mutual funds, and ETFs. From the main page, you can type in your company name or ticker symbol. This is the tear sheet or company profile, which will give you background information on your company. On the left are all the links that you can click on for more information. Investors might want to look at investment research and quick comps in particular, but there are many other options including executives, financials, news, and filings. Clicking on Investment Research reveals the research reports from various companies such as CFRA, which bought the S&P Analyst Division, Argus, and Watchdog. Therefore, if you are looking for the S&P report, it is the one from CFRA. These are in date order, and you can click on any of the blue headings to reorder the list. This is an example of a CFRA report. These are usually several pages long and give you the buy, hold, or sell recommendations, along with a star rating, 1 being the lowest and 5 being the highest rating. You might also look for the S&P quality rating, which is a letter grade. Further down the page is the analyst risk assessment and the fair value rank between 1 and 5, the higher number being the better ranking. There are also analyst notes and recommendations along with Wall Street consensus recommendations. From the main page, clicking on Quick Comps will bring you to a listing of up to 11 other companies which S&P feels are comparable to your chosen company. Here, McDonald's is compared with Wendy's, Yum Brands, and others. You may select up to 5 companies by clicking the checkboxes next to their name and chart them using the Options menu. Here, Wendy's and Yum Brands are compared to each other, but not McDonald's. If you would like to see a comparison with McDonald's, you can use the quick chart from the chair sheet company profile. Look for the small chart on the right and click on Quick Chart. Choose the companies you wish to compare, and they will be charted along with your chosen company. You may have noticed the Charting tab at the top of the main page. At the time of this recording, this feature was not working with home access. However, it does work in the library. If you want to screen for groups of companies based on certain criteria, you can use the Screening tab at the top of the main page. Here you can screen for companies or equities, use the Quick Screener with some preset criteria, or use the Idea Generation, which also has some preset screens. Here is the company screening page where there are many criteria from which to choose. Here we have chosen to screen for healthcare companies. Always look to the right and click on Add Criteria to build your screen. Here we are adding the star rating criteria. We want our healthcare companies to have ratings of 3 stars and above. Again, look to the right and click on Add Criteria. As we add criteria, a list of companies that meet those criteria will appear. When we are done adding our criteria, we can click on View Results to see the full list. Here is our list, and we can click on any company we are interested in to do further research. We may also export the list to Word or Excel. Here's the quick screen, which has a few pre-selected criteria. One way to screen for ETFs is to choose the Equities screener and then choose the Equity Security Type criteria and then choose ETF. Then you can narrow down your list with other criteria. One way to screen for mutual funds is to use the Idea Generation section. Here, choose Mutual Funds. Here we have our list of mutual funds, and we can add other criteria if we wish. If you click on Research from the main search page, then click on Saved Searches, you will see some lists that have been created in order to more easily find certain sections of S&P. Use these lists to find the S&P Outlook newsletter, the industry surveys, and the list of ETFs and mutual funds. Our last database is Weiss Financial Ratings. Weiss Financial Ratings began in 1971 and covers stocks, mutual funds, and ETFs. They favor safety and risk avoidance in their ratings. They also provide safety ratings for banks, insurance companies, and credit unions. And they have a Medigap tool to help you compare Medigap plans. If you want to research a particular company, you can type in its name or ticker symbol from the main page. At the top right, you will see the buy, hold, or sell recommendation and a letter grade. Toward the center, you will see risk and reward ratings. Along the left side, you can choose to view the profile, the chart, and the many comparison features. You can also download the complete report. We can view the technical chart, change the design, and the time frame. One thing we cannot do is add companies for comparison. You may wish to use the other databases for that purpose. However, Weiss does let you compare using the Similar Stocks feature, which will return a list of companies similar to the company you are researching. By using the comparison feature, you can compare up to 3 other companies with your company. If you are researching mutual funds, the search is the same. Just type in the name or ticker symbol in the search box. You will see the buy, hold, and sell rating and a letter grade rating. Toward the center, there will be the risk and reward ratings. Along the left side, you can choose to view the top holdings in the fund, price histories, and you can do comparisons of up to 3 additional funds. Here is an example of a search for an ETF. Again, the buy, hold, and sell ratings are in the upper right along with the letter grade. The risk and reward ratings are toward the center. Along the left side, you can choose to view the top holdings in the ETF, price histories, and you can do comparisons of up to 3 additional ETFs. Here, we've added 3 additional ETFs for comparison with our company. One of the features that differentiates Weiss from the other databases is its ratings of banks, insurance companies, and credit unions. These are safety ratings. For example, we can just type in the name of a bank we are interested in into the main page search box. Here, you can see that the Bank of Stockton is recommended with a letter grade of A. Using the credit union search, here we have the Alliant Credit Union with an upgraded rating and a B-. The next example is for insurance companies. This is the safety rating for Allstate, recommended, upgraded, and B+. Weiss points out that one company can have an investment rating and a safety rating. In this example, it is possible to invest in Allstate, which gets a B-, but also gets a safety rating of B+ if you are thinking about choosing them as your insurance company. So be sure you are looking at the correct rating. Weiss also has a screener, which can be used when searching for groups of companies that meet certain criteria. Click on Build a Screener to start your screen. Click on Add Criteria, and groups of criteria will appear. On the right, you will notice that Weiss has some pre-selected screens. Once you've clicked on Add Criteria, this screen will appear, and you may choose whatever criteria you wish to use for your screen. Here we've chosen Weiss ratings so we can screen for companies based on the ratings. The chosen criteria will appear at the top, and the results list of companies that meet the criteria will appear below. You may click on the ticker symbol or company name to see more information about that company. One of the best features of Weiss Financial Ratings is the ability to set up a free account. This will allow you to create watch lists and save your screens. Weiss will even email you if anything on your watch list changes. In the upper right, you can sign up, and this is also where you'd sign in once you have set up your account. Here is a watch list with some of the fast food restaurants we have been researching. If any are upgraded or downgraded, Weiss will email you. If you are signed into your account and want to save a screen, you may do so by giving it a name and clicking on Save. When you go to a screener, your screen will be available to you if you are signed in. This one is a stock screen. In the mutual fund section, this is a screen for low net asset value funds. We'd like to thank you for joining us today, and if you have any questions, please contact us at the library.